Right? That's a thing. Hey,
What, are you still doing karaoke?
I don't know. Hey, yo, what's poppin'? I'm Chad. Welcome to Comic Core Friday night. I know it is so crowded out there, and I'm happy for you guys to join us and spend this evening with us. If you guys catch us on the rewind, we love you. We love everybody. And
so much.
Back. With that being said, I am going to throw it over to the host with the most, the Dare to Defy. Catch him live every Tuesday night. He is C. Woodard 19. What's up, bud?
Not much. I literally just walked in the door from work, so I am just thrilled and excited to be here and not on a forklift or moving pallets around. So before we get into our panel, I do want to get back into the chat because we got some people in the chat. They're just waiting. They're craving the Comic Core on the Friday night. We've got Caleb Comic Smurf Murphy, still one of my favorite names in the whole community. We got a Poor Man's Comics. We got to hang out with him last week, and he couldn't have said it better. We got C2E2, hashtag gone too soon. Absolutely, I agree 100%. We got fellow Who's Your Comic G-Man in the chat. What's going on, Comic G-Man? One of my favorite names in the whole community. We got a Poor Man's Comics. We got to hang out with him last week, and he couldn't have said it better. All right, some idiots talking over. Sorry,
not doing enough.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we got Poor Mike. He says, hey, what's going on, Poor Mike? And this guy, keep the matches away from this guy because he wants to burn it down. We got Sam Tangled Web, the architect, in the chat saying what's going on. And this guy had a phenomenal AOK done yesterday. We got TJ Slabdragon Watts. If you guys haven't had a chance to catch it, check out JD's channel. TJ got himself a Neil Adams commission that was gifted to him by the community, so well-deserved. I got to see that piece in person. It was absolutely amazing. And we've just been
I think he's finally covered.
We got Discovery Bay Comics, JB in the chat, another guy we got to hang out with last week and get to know a little bit better. All right, so there's the chat out of the way. You guys have already met Chad. We'll go ahead and go right down the line. We got guest stars galore tonight from people who are staying with us at that weird house. About that. But anyway, I'll just keep going down the line from left to right. We got Comic Spectre. He's the first box in my chat. What's going on, Comic Spectre?
Hey, man. Not a lot. It's been a long week of recovery from C2E2, but well worth it. I'm really happy to be here. It's great hanging out with you guys on a Friday evening. It's definitely what I needed after this week of hell on earth at work.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And we definitely thank you guys for that Wednesday show, Comic Core Unlimited. I give you guys crap about being the B show, but seriously, it's always a great show, and you guys killed it this week. Next up, I think this guy was like doing some horror spelunking or something this week. Looks like, I don't know if he's possessed or not, but we got Drew Manchu in the panel. What's going on, Drew?
Yeah, check out Cat Red Figures channel. Make sure that you are over 18 years of age and see me and Mark swear up a storm and say bro more times than you can possibly imagine on the hunt for ghosts. Oh, man, it's a good-ass time.
And as Ray Parker Jr. said in the 80s, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. But, hey, I've never been possessed before either. But next up, this guy, he was filming the whole thing. And this girl, she's probably trying to sleep the whole time when they were, he's getting haunted. But anyway, we got Cat and Mark, Cat Run Figures. What's going on, guys?
Hi.
Not much, guys.
Hanging out.
You sure she wasn't looking for the car?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there. That was a rental. It was not my car. I'm getting so much flack for not knowing what my car looked like, but that was a rental that we got that morning.
Nice.
But
anyway,
I
definitely enjoyed your C2E2 recap video as well. I don't know if I put a comment on your video or not, but great video. Except Mark forgot to put in the footage of me and you getting strikes and we bowling.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks, Mark.
We did awesome.
Yeah.
Good job, Mark.
We had an almost perfect game, you and I.
Yeah, it was
I think
pretty
you
good.
beat me by like this much.
Yeah, yep, and then we quit. But anyway.
Yep. We just walked off.
Yep. We didn't even do the 10th frame. But anyway, next up, we got Midwest Comic Man Paul. He's been putting out some great content. He's like the one guy who actually came back from C2E2. He's like, I'm going to put out all these videos and work hard and that stuff. So what's going on?
I filmed them all in one morning. It was we were talking in the off air, and I think to some degree almost all of us got a little bit of con crud, but you know, we're all recovering. I think we're all finally getting back on track. So glad everybody's here on Friday night, spend some time with us.
Absolutely,
except for Chad.
Yeah, he's like remodeling his house or something over there. I'm not sure what's going on, but anyway, last but certainly not least, just joining us. I could not believe I got to meet this guy last week. I had an absolute blast. We were roommates. We lived next to a haunted basement for 3 days. It was absolutely amazing. But he is the 40,700 time world heavyweight champion, face that runs the place, the champ that runs the camp. They got the Great Legend Show in the house. What's going on, man?
Kamakura coming at you live. We got some hot action going on in the chat. Kakarot, man. I know me and Chad, we love us some Kakarot in the house. Prince Kyle, all the way from New Zealand, man. The people keep coming in. It's great to be here, Woodard.
Awesome. So before Chad gets into his announcement he wants to make, I do want to say a special thanks to Chuckload of Comics. I don't know if you're watching from Home Run in Pizza like you usually are every Friday night, but he threw up the Art Germ interview today with Chad and I and himself, and it was a lot of fun to do. I'm glad we had a good version of that interview because I know a lot of people are asking me for it. So definitely check out Chuckload of Comics if you guys are interested in seeing that Art Germ interview. But Chad, I will take it. Go ahead and take it away, Chad. You said you had an announcement right out the gate here.
Not an announcement, but kind of a Legends truth. My back's even hurting. So
every day, brother. Paul knows it too.
So the one thing I kind of want to share with you guys is I was quitting the Comic Core after C2E2. I was done. Too much drama, people making videos. It was just a bunch of bullshit. And then two things happened. Let me get I don't have my sunglasses, so my eyes might get red.
We love you, man.
C2E2 happened, and I got to meet all these awesome people.
And me too.
And you're still an asshole.
I know.
I get two now. So these guys changed the way I think about a lot of stuff. And it was all about positivity. And then I watched a video last night and absolutely changed my opinion altogether, because when my friend and I started Reviews from the Batcave, we set out to do this positive shit. And we wanted to be all inclusive, and we wanted to have this community and bring the community together. And I had one person at one point literally say to me, "You changed things." And he said it in rage, but he said it. And then other guys started, the jealousy started coming out, and like, not jealousy, but like, I don't know, the bashing. And when I saw JD last night talk to TJ and those guys and see the look on those people's faces, and, you know, be a part of this, picking up the TJ's gift, and just being with JB from Discovery Bay, Israel, Carson, I mean, shit, Kat, Drew, getting to see him again. I'm in this for a long haul, so much so that we're going to Baltimore, and we got a booth, and not to steal off of Chuck, but we're going to make some shit happen. And there's a lot of changes coming to the Comic Core. Drew's going to possibly be doing a show. I know Carson's going to be doing a show, but this is 100% where the community should start. And we want you guys, anybody, I don't care who you are, hit us up any way you want. It's all about positivity. And I'll say it right to the camera right now. You know, I was happy that I got to eat pizza and drink a beer with JP from All About Comics. And everything else is under the bridge. So that's about it, because I'm going to cry. So somebody else talk.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
that was a good. I mean, that C2E2, that whole thing. I mean, we had some good times, we had some emotional times, and man, the legend. I always had the rhymes, man. No, but exactly what Chad said. When you do this thing on YouTube and you're doing videos, you're talking about comics, reviewing books and stuff like that, there, once you start getting into a community and kind of settling in and stuff like that, it's one thing. But to actually go to a place, like Chicago, like a central point where all of us could meet each other and, hang out and you just enjoy each other's company. I mean, it's so much more different than what you thought about when you first started YouTube. You're there to show your comic collection. It's kind of like kindergarten show and tell. And, once you go through all of those stages of your life, like through all those grades, and then once you can say, I've graduated this YouTube thing, I've really kind of done something here that I'd never thought I would be able to do, and that was meet each and every one of you. So that's exactly kind of like what Chad's saying and what I'm saying. It's so much more different than I thought. That basically I'm saying for me personally, out of all my YouTube stuff and meeting everyone, that is probably has to be one of the top 10 moments of my whole life. And I've lived almost 42 years. And I want to thank all y'all on the panel and everyone at home that this is, something amazing. And I don't know. I can't even speak. I'm fucking speechless. But anyway, what's up, Chad?
I do gotta also say one last thing. The negativity was getting to me right before C2E2, and I let it eat me up. And I know he's got an auction right now. He probably doesn't watch us right now. But I also want to tell Billy from Economics and Comics, I'm sorry. I will look you in your eye and tell you that and say, hey, I screwed up. I went on your chat, said some stuff to you that was out of context, and it kind of blew up to something that it shouldn't have, and I really want to apologize. So
awesome, man.
Sorry.
Good stuff.
I don't say I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. We're gonna talk about triads. We're gonna be talking about all kinds of shit. It was insane. I'm just having an emotional day. I had to put my dog down, and
sorry.
So,
that sucks.
Yeah, let's fuck it. Let's have some fun.
You're in the right place there, brother.
And I got my Jameson.
I would just like to say to go off what these two said. I've always said all along. I've said it to everybody in here. I've said Comic Core is family. Blasted is family for me. And when we finally all get together, it was amazing. Like Legend said, it was one of the greatest moments of my life. I saw him. There was more hugging going on last weekend than at a funeral. It was amazing. Finally meeting everybody in person, spending time with them, knocking back 1, 2, 30 drinks with some of them. Losing cars, and going
Shooting
into
dart
haunted
guns at each
basements.
other.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it was just an amazing time. I mean, it was like the con was one thing, but that all pales in comparison to meeting all you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
True story. True story.
Yeah. Cat dented my beer can and shot me right here with a dart.
Hey,
I would say that one
he
night
shot me first.
At
I
least
just shot him about 100 times after.
we could have done.
I got the microphone now. Nope.
We could have done a drinking game that night. On every time you heard, "Ow, my face,"
Or "Cat, stop."
Yeah, shout out to Pocan Joe for bringing dart guns to the house.
And then giving an entire package of ammunition to me.
Only one?
I think Woodard took one of those darts to the face too.
Only one?
He took half a package.
Yeah.
When we brought
Those pistols hurt.
When we brought everybody together in that house was absolutely, and I think I said it probably 30, 40, 50 times. I said, this is absolutely surreal. And I mean, Legend, when you got off that plane, brother, You came down there, and we're like, when I came down that escalator, and you guys were all waiting there, I was like, "Holy shit, this is gonna be insane!" And
Legend was coming down the escalator, and you have 15 of us going, damn!
So
The guy
I guess that's a
the guy
good.
in front of me was so funny. He was like, "Ooh."
I think it's a good place to kind of start it. I mean, let's start at Midway. So the first day there, we met at Midway.
Oh wait, I got to tell one story. I got there first, and I was on my way to Midway, and Israel had told me he's like when I get to Chicago, I'm done. I'm giving you my keys. so I'm like on the way to Midway, and he calls me up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm at the house." I'm like, "Well, you want to meet us at Midway?" He says, "No, I'll just wait here." I'm like, "Okay, maybe we'll come back and I'll drive your truck out there."
Yeah. I was like, I'm done. I'm not driving anywhere. Screw this. I'm not driving to the city.
So when we get to Midway, we all meet. We decide that we're going to split up. Half of us, well, the majority of us are going to the house, and the other half are going to go pick up Huey
half squatch.
Yeah, from Dave from Huey's from Blaster Session. So I go with Paul's wife, and we go to pick him up, and I make up a sign, "Welcome home from prison, Huey," and I'm holding it up like this. Well,
Who ended up with that?
I think it was still at the house.
Was it? I know it was like hanging on the wall when I came in one day.
Yeah. So then
The house is up one sign, down one piglet.
Yeah.
So we get to the house.
We'll get to Piglet later.
So when we finally get to the house, they're already in there, and everybody's like conversing and talking. And Chuck had called me or texted me and said, "Hey, we need some help. I just need 2 people to help me lift up this rig to put up my booth." So we get to the house. We all go. I mean, like, I think it was Blasted and Stash at Comic Core Unlimited, and Splash Page. So we get to this con, and we're walking, and nothing is set up. And we help Chuck. There's a picture on somebody's page. I think it's floating up. I actually might make it the thumbnail of all of us after we get Chuck's booth up. And then we go back to the house, and then JB arrives first from Discovery Bay. And then all of a sudden, JD gets in. And I will tell you, that dude has 1 speed.
Go.
On speed.
He's like, whoa! And I mean, he's like, "I'm coming over. You better not have any clear liquor, because I will beat you in your face until you die. You better have some Jameson." I'm like, "I don't have any Jameson. I'm getting them." So we start drinking, and lo and behold, my God, it got insane. I forgot to even talk about us eating dinner with Mark Silvestri. So that was on the first one. And then
I swear when we were at the show before they had everything set up, when we were at one end, I took a picture. I swear you could see the curvature of the earth. That place is so freaking big.
I mean, you actually saw Discovery Bay putting together his stuff. So we all start drinking, and we have a good night, and everybody goes to bed pretty late. And I came downstairs because I woke up super hungry and needed a drink. And I was at 3:30, and I think, Kat, you were at 4.
Know this story.
And I walked downstairs, and I'm like feeling around for lights. And JB is literally sitting in a chair with his hoodie up like this. And he goes, "Lights on the pole.
At the table.
43%. I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" All right, cool, bro. And then Kat comes down.
So, full disclosure, Mark and I were at the very top floor, and not all the lights were on, so I had to make it down every single flight. So, interesting. Made it all the way down. I went for water. It was like 4:00 in the morning, and I made it to the fridge. Didn't even realize that all the lights are still on down there. I'm like half asleep, half awake. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Kat." I was like, "Hi." I think I threw my water bottle halfway across the kitchen. This is JB. He's uploading a video. I was like,
JB's the damn robot, man.
like,
He doesn't
are you
sleep.
gonna go to sleep soon? He's like, no, I'm good.
I think Friday morning he took like a 30-minute power nap, and then he was like,
And then we went
"Oh!"
to the con.
Yeah.
And he-
Had to be.
I mean, Energizer Bunny. What do you think, Carson?
I was gonna say I don't remember him like he would like disappear for like a half an hour and then we'd find him asleep and then like, hey man, it's time for the convention, and then he'd be Energizer Bunny. Like he's the only person I couldn't keep up with the whole time. He's like, oh my god, a cosplayer! Oh my god, I gotta get a sketch. Let's go this way. Let's go that way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was everywhere.
Like him and Spider Grandpa, I don't think sleep.
That first morning, I woke up.
That was weird about. Wait, he said something about Spider Grandpa. I thought it was really weird that he was just like laying in bed stroking my head.
You
And I'm like,
happened?
and he's like, "Don't say a word." And I'm like, "Okay."
So the first morning, I wake up to the sound of somebody vomiting. She who will remain nameless. So, and then I finally make my way downstairs, and I'm like, "Oh shit, this place is trash. Let me start cleaning up." There are peanut shells all over the floor. There's like half-drank bottles of water all over the place. A bunch of empty cans, cups of fucking dipspit galore. Thank you for that, Chad.
Poke Joe was quite vehement about letting everybody know that he brought Virginia peanuts.
So I'm down there and like I start cleaning up, and JB is like you said, hoodie up, sitting there, eyes closed, just like head kind of down. I think he's just sitting there asleep. And I start moving things around. He just lifts his head up and goes 95%, and then puts his head back down. Like, are you a robot? What's going on here? Dude, watching that guy with his layouts and him putting everything together, that's the kind of work that everybody needs to be putting into everything they're putting out here. And that's why I don't post that many videos, because I can't be working as hard as that dude is. Come on.
He had like 3 full, like pieces of paper, like 20 by 30 for each week. And he's like penciling everybody in and crossing people out. And color coding it. And, if they were live, it's this color. If there's
Yeah.
Serious.
Intense.
Hardcore.
Very.
But Israel, that was your first con. I know you talked about it a little bit last night on the B show.
Yep. B show.
Unlimited. And I gotta tell you, Legend, I'm gonna call you out, bro. There's a lot of sidebar conversations. You're like, I'll trade Israel for me.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there going, hey, you're not going anywhere. You're like, no, it's just a ploy. I'm going with you guys. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I remember that Unlimited is freaking hot right now. I mean, Israel, I just saw Israel earlier. I took a little nap, but earlier in the day, I saw Israel live on Big Lion Cat 646, one of the best new channels out there, one of the best new auction channels too. And boy, Israel was guest starring on there with Thoro Q Boro, hitting the big time because he's hot off the heels of C2E2 and off the new Comic Core Unlimited, man. And that show is just freaking awesome. If you like the book reviews and just pickups and just things they've been reading and good topics, check out Unlimited. But if you want to go off the rails and you can't make it to C2E2, you can make it to Comic Core every Friday night. And we want you all to, stay with us, man. It's a lot of fun. It's the end of the work week, and we have a lot of good times, don't we, Woodard?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mark, guess what? It's Friday.
It's
Friday. Can I get back into the chat? He's lost. Sorry, he went back.
Hey, Chad.
But anyway, I'll go ahead.
Well, and you too, Carson.
Yeah.
Were you guys as shocked as I was at how tall Art Germ was?
Oh my God,
he's pretty tall, wasn't he?
He's like my height.
He's tall.
Speaking of Art Germ, what kind of action you got in the chat, Woodard?
Oh man, I'm glad you asked. We got the Mastodon, comics and collecting. He says he loves those Tuesday night Titans. We got Melody, aka Biggie Shack. I know that's one of your favorites, Legend.
I
That
love
guy is
Biggie Shack,
awesome.
man. He's got all his titles. He's got his
Yep.
chains, bro.
Cutting them promos.
He does some Hogan promos.
Oh, it's great. My favorite ones where he did the Harlem Heat promo with the Harlem Heat music in the back. That was awesome.
I love
Yeah,
Biggie
definitely
Shack.
check out his channel. He's got some good stuff. Here we go. We got one of our favorites. Hall of Famer for sure. We got Comics with Bueller. He's in the chat, showing that support. How you doing tonight, Bueller? We're glad to have you in the chat.
Hey, wait. I got to tell you something. They did try to take my phone away from me.
Who's they?
Ooh, the Triad?
No.
Oh,
There was a group of us.
What night? It was Saturday night. You guys were trying to take my phone away from me.
It
Right?
was
Oh,
Saturday night.
God.
Somebody needed to take your phone away from you.
Yeah.
I called Bueller.
yeah, I know.
Gosh.
You called him
Sorry, Bueller.
I'm sorry, Bueller. I still
Bueller
love
had
you.
like pneumonia and stuff. Pneumonia.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
calling him, poor guys, like practically like probably trying to
I was
breathe.
like, I love you, Bueller.
Yeah. Poor
And
Bueller.
we also have aggressively relaxing in the chat.
Awesome.
And I hear
Hey.
this guy may be paying a visit to the Comic Con in Baltimore. We got Joe Ryan Comics in the chat.
Joe
Always
freaking
happy to
Ryan.
see Joe Ryan. He's awesome. You know who else is awesome? We got the boy who had 7 Tox comic books. He's in the chat. We got Erod212, the New York Warriors. They had another phenomenal auction this last Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We got Chad's favorite person in the whole wide world, JD Comics, from that Unlimited show on Wednesday night.
Paste Pot Pete.
We got, hopefully Lenny's with this guy, but we got Big Lion Cat 646. A meow to Lenny. How's it going, Lenny? We got, hi Sheila. Hi. We got Flaming Sheila in the chat. Always happy to see Sheila in the chat. We got Area 51 in the chat. Who else do we got here?
Got
Pocan
Gills
Joe.
311. Gills
You're
311.
calling
Pocan,
He
Pocan
was talking
Joe.
about Barry Windham earlier. I actually saw Gills at
Tony
C2E2.
Sanders.
He had a cool
Sanders.
Autograph from Jim
Cornette.
Cornette.
Yep.
Hey,
And you know who else I saw at C2E2? We had him in the chat earlier. We got Bear Island Comics. We got to meet him as well.
You also got your
Wait, when did you meet Bear Island Comics? Where was
Oh,
I?
I'm at
Couple
Big
times. I met him
Island.
twice.
Man,
I don't think I met him either.
call
I
me.
got a picture with Big Island.
Yeah, and like I said, we got Tony Sanders. He likes himself some karaoke and some Chinese food. We'll more on that later.
We had a sweet time with Tony Sanders.
And we got Comics Misexplained. I got another awesome person to meet at C2.
One of the best.
He's actually the last person I saw before I left. So
Gone
he
too
was holding
soon.
it down until the end of Sunday.
I hear his spirit is still in that house.
Oh, yeah.
God.
He's currently haunting the basement.
Erod says he's going to
It was
Baltimore.
awesome.
Andy, we got Otaku Daniel Yabara. He's in the chat. And then we just had Stay Puff 1983, one of the kings of Instagram, joining us. And I guess, are we going to do picks of the week this week, or we could get about C2E2? Picks? C2E2?
I just picked up all my books. I mean, I've got like
Yeah.
I've only read a
Chad.
couple so far.
I've
Chad.
only read one.
I saw that you brought them in literally a trash bag.
Did you read the one I told you to, Legend?
How did you see?
I saw that, dude. You had them in a trash bag.
I read Shazam #4, and let me tell y'all something, man. Shazam #4. Okay, it wasn't no Farmhand 2. By the way, Woodard, the Farmhands came in.
Oh, nice. I'm so
That's
sad I
seven
forgot to
for you.
grab that and get you
That
signed
last
it.
page, though, Legend.
I'm ready for it. That last page. If y'all haven't read Shazam #4, man, y'all definitely need to read it. But you know, it starts out. The kids are still separated. You got Darla and Freddy there in the animal kingdom, but you also got the introduction of Talkie Tawny into the storyline, which was really cool. And then some of the animals arrest him. You got Eugene and old. God, that other like little kid, I can't remember his name. I always, there's so many of the kids, but Eugene and then what's his face? They're in the video game land, and then Billy gets thrown in the dungeon with Mary in the damn kids' kingdom or whatever, the Candyland. So, and then at the very end, there's a guy in the Rock of Eternity who just got there, and he knows those kids, those meddling kids, have gotten themselves into trouble. So the guy that is in the Rock of
Essentially says,
Eternity,
what the hell you done?
I know, what have you done? And then so he's gonna have to save everybody most likely. And we're talking, me and Paul are talking Black Adam. So make sure you check out Shazam 4.
Nice.
freaking awesome.
Black
and
Adam.
I didn't get to read Fantastic Four because I was one issue back. I was one issue back, so I
heard
read
it's
the last
great.
issue. I read last issue, so I'm going to read the other issue probably tonight later on.
Awesome.
How about anybody else? Woodard,
Yo.
did you read anything?
Yeah, I want to cut the Spectre first because I need to put this in a Mylar for you real quick so you can see it. So
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead, Israel.
You need to cut to me. Okay,
go
well,
ahead.
all right. I'm not gonna lie. I actually didn't get to read these yet because they literally came in today. Because I don't have an LCS, but I do get fast shipping now. So I did get my haul of books, which I'll show you guys what I got real quick, and then we can go back to whoever's got more. So
Okay.
of course, one of the big books is Detective Comics issue 1000, and I've been seeing a lot of the reviews, and a lot of people are saying different things. But if you're a big Batman fan, everybody says definitely get it. There's a lot of like good throwback stories, things of that nature. So I'm really happy I got it because I absolutely love Batman. So I actually when I ordered these from DCBS, these were at half price. These were only like $5 when I ordered them.
Oh wow!
So yeah, instead of the $10 price tag, I paid $5. So I got the Capullo, I got the Jock just because I think he's a really awesome artist, and then I got the regular Jim Lee. This will be my reader that I just tear apart, and then of course I got the Legends book.
Oh, cover B.
Yeah,
good one.
Awesome.
I'm definitely gonna be reading this later. That's gonna be one of my top priorities. And then I got the Hunt, the Hunted by Amazing Spider-Man, which people have been saying really good things about that. So I just got a lot of reading to do. I've actually recently just gotten back into Spawn because they're coming up on 300.
What cover was that of the Hunt?
That is actually
Is that a variant?
yeah, it's a variant. It's got Black Cat, Craven in the background. It's a joined. I'm sure that like later the other Hunt.
Okay, yeah.
It's a joined one, so it'll join with
those.
other covers. But started reading Spawn again, and it's been really good. I'm really looking forward to see what happens in 300. It's gonna be one of those milestones, and of course I got a couple different copies of that because they got McFarlane doing artwork with Matina, and they're just really really killing it on the artwork. I don't know if anybody's into like Justice League Odyssey, but it's kind of like that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah, beautiful. Justice League Odyssey has actually been really good for me. It's like it's like the B team. It's like unlimited. It's like right?
Hello, it's got Starfire on it. Okay.
Exactly.
Whoa, hello.
Exactly.
Get it right.
Catman's like, don't you dare call that a B team.
It's got my girl on it. Okay.
I mean, they're doing some pretty wild stuff out there in deep space with Darkseid. So it's making for some pretty epic storytelling so far. And it's got one of my favorites, too. I know a lot of people don't like the dude, but I've always had a special place in my heart for Azrael. So,
Cool.
yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on this weekend.
Some
Nice.
By
good
the way,
reading right
we
there.
all got to see the best Starfire cosplay at C2E2.
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
we did.
Who was that?
Wow, you saw that one girl too? She
Wow.
looked great.
I thought you just had like liver issues.
Little jaundice going on.
Touch
Can't
of the
worry.
jaundice.
I didn't want to say anything. Thank God that was caution.
Hey, well, I'll go ahead and get into my picks of the week. So, obviously, Shazam. I was like, Legend, you at least got to read this for that final splash page. So
I did.
this is
I
awesome.
read
Actually
that
got
bad
the-
boy.
I actually got the
same exact
A and the
thing
B cover.
I told him.
Yeah.
Nice.
I finally got around to reading a couple last week's polls. So Young Justice #3. So Chad and I can probably talk a little bit about this. Apparently Connor has a family now in Gym World. So that was kind of a cool little twist, I thought. So I'm curious to see, it looks like they're going to treat Connor like an adult. He's actually a farmer too, like Pa Kent. So I kind of appreciate Bendis changing the character around a little bit. So actually this one had me hooked more than the first two. So I'm really curious to see what Bendis is going to do with Young Justice. Of course, Farmhand #6, another fun one. Got signed by Guillory at C2E2. Me and Legend may talk about that coming up. I haven't read it all yet, but I've read half of it, and it already blows Action Comics 1000 out of the water just reading the first half of this. But got Detective Comics 1000. This is the Midnight variant. This is the only copy of it I got. But they have some awesome creative teams on this. I hope some of them become permanent somewhere down the line. That'd be super cool. I saw they're getting Kevin Smith back in the DC fold with Jim Lee doing the art. So can we at least get like a mini series out of that? That'd be cool.
But
so
if he does something, he's not gonna finish it.
You're right. But hey,
I'm still waiting
wishful
for that
thinking.
Black Cat.
It actually did finish that finally. But anyway, this has been really good so far. I've really enjoyed that. But the pick of the week has to be, and the chat's been talking about it, Fantastic Four, number 8. Not only did I decide to get this cover, luckily, I couldn't leave this on the wall at the local shop I went to. Phenomenal Bill Sienkiewicz. Sue Storms is always going to be my soft spot, so I try not to buy too many variants that are overpriced, but I had to get this one. It's just a phenomenal cover. This is the one I had to put in the Mylar, so absolutely phenomenal cover. But if you guys like some Doctor Doom just completely owning everybody and winning and doing all this stuff, this is a great issue just because it shows that, Doctor Doom, he's basically already beat Galactus. He's already not only beat the Fantastic Four, he's trying to make a statement out of them. So he does that, but in the last couple pages, I don't want to spoil it for Legend. This character right here, she strikes back. So I can't wait for issue 9, but it just gets better every issue for me, in my opinion. So if you guys like Doom, you have to be picking up FF right now. It's been a phenomenal read. So that's my picks of the week. Kat, Mark, did you guys have a chance to go to the comic shop yet?
Yeah. So I'm still waiting for my big order from Midtown because apparently the post office hates me and holds all my comics hostage. But I did pick up a couple from my shop just to read them. So Heroes in Crisis, aka Why Does Tom King Want Me to Be So Upset All the Time? But I gotta tell you, there's a really funny moment in here where Harley and Booster are fighting, and both Batgirl and Blue Beetle are discussing the fight as it's going on, and then Batgirl knocks out Blue Beetle
with one punch. One punch. One punch.
But definitely kind of a little bit of a twist ending starting to happen there. And I picked this up. Actually, haven't had a chance to read it yet. New Dial H for Hero. And then ended up at Walmart to look for this puppy. So it's Titans 2 from the new, well, it's technically a continuation, but new renumbering. And it's still Hawk and Dove doing their thing and attacking this whole group. So we're still trying to figure it out. And there's a really great moment with Starfire attacking people who go after her team. So yay.
Nice. Awesome. Now does Dan Jurgens and I think Brett Booth, do they still do the writing and art on that first story, or did they switch that up too? Like they did on
Jurgens still does the art for sure. Written by Dan Jurgens and art by Scott Eaton.
Ah, okay. He might have did the other issue. I was just disappointed in Swamp Thing. Mike Perkins wasn't on that issue too, so I was wondering if they did the same.
Very pretty though.
That's good. No, I like the first one a lot. Right, yeah, that's real nice. So that's very awesome. Before we get into Drew's thoughts on Heroes in Crisis, I want to go back to the chat because we got a couple more people join us. We got the amazing Murphinator. What is going on, Murph? Always happy to see him in the chat. I know he loves them newsstand call outs. Maybe we'll have one at some point tonight. We got Stacy's weekly comic book picks just in time to see our comic book picks for the week. So hopefully you're enjoying that. And I think
Steven Spock in the house.
I just now saw him. So what's going on? Steven Spock says, "Hey, Legend and guys." And we got the great Legend in the chat. All right. So, Drew, did you get a chance to go to the local shop this week?
Yeah, man. I tell you what, if you guys are looking for what I thought about every single book that I bought this week, check out Blasters Stashed on Sunday night. But beyond that, I'm only going to talk about things that I liked. I really dug, and this might be some stuff that came out last week as well because I didn't pick up books before C2E2. So I don't know what is what week, but Justice League number 20. This I picked up all 3 covers here that form the connecting variant there. Really good stuff. I love Steiner's Justice League. Probably my favorite DC book at the moment. I like Adventures of Super Sons. This is just it's a little bit more meat to chew on, in my opinion, but I really enjoy it. So some DC love. I also loved from cover to cover Detective Comics. So I picked up Detective Comics here. This is the A cover. Bam. Picked up that Midnight variant here, where you get the A cover all on one cover. 2010's Capullo cover. Grab the Jock cover as well. This is the 80s. I'm sorry, the 90s cover. Tim Sale. You got the 80s cover as this guy with some sort of stability issues while he's drawing. Got the Bernie Wrightson from the 70s here.
Wonder Woman he did in Dark Knight 3. That was unfortunate.
Hey, man, it is what it is. You either love it or you don't. I got that Bernie Wrightson's pretty hot. The Steranko, I really dig this. My favorite out of all of them is the
Hold that Steranko up again. I couldn't see all of it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that is a nice one.
Yeah, man.
That's the one I almost picked up.
I think the best one out of the lot is definitely the 1950s Cho variant.
Yeah, that one's nice.
I super dig that, man. That's good stuff. The Bruce Timm cover for the what is this? The 40s.
That's the one I
like that one.
That's really dope.
Damn, I love that.
I have that
And
one.
last but not least, the Stephen Rood 1930s variant here.
I like that one.
This one's cool, but I don't think it really has the pop that the rest of them do. I think that this one, and unfortunately, the Wrightson are probably the two duds out of the group.
What's your favorite out of all of them?
My favorite's definitely the Cho, the 1950s. I just this just screams Batman and Robin fun to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really dig that. I think they're all really good in their own right. But beyond that, there one more DC book in my for things that I love this week.
Yeah, Cho one. It kind of has an all red feel to it as well.
It does. It does. It's a little bit looser and more cartoony than Cho's normal stuff, but I really dig it.
The Bruce Timm one, though, it's pretty badass.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely neat. I also really, really dug Teen Titans. If you're a Deathstroke fan at all, probably don't read this because he gets bitched. He gets bitched by the Teen Titans.
I can't read that.
And it's, but I mean, it's Damian, and Damian rules. So if anybody's going to take down Deathstroke and make him look like a punk, it should definitely be Damian, son of Batman. All of Batman. None of those morals hold them back. I absolutely love Fantastic Four, man. This is just like this is just oh man, it's
the world's greatest comic magazine for a reason.
You know what? There's only one word I can use to describe it, and it's fantastic.
That's it.
Not to mention these Assad Ribbit covers are just
they're really good.
I mean, they're just ridiculous.
His stuff has been really slick lately.
You know what? It's like he's looking at Alex Ross and he just pulls it out and puts it on the table. He's like, "What you got, man?" This was positively close to my pick of the week. Might end up being my pick of the week. I haven't read everything yet, but Guardians of the Galaxy #3. This series is unstoppably great.
Cool.
This is just fantastic. Really loving that. Extremely well written. Great characters. New takes on old guys. Really dig it. And I think my cover of the week, even with all those beautiful detectives, has to go to the Venom Spider-Man villains variant.
Oh yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, I really dig that
cover. It's good.
Stegman. I think Stegman's the best artist going at Marvel right now, but Ryan Otley's probably pretty close second.
That's a good old-fashioned throwdown right there.
Right, it's just absolutely beautiful, really crisp. All the white really pops. It's just fantastic. I dig it. So that's some stuff that I really love that came out this week or last week.
Nice,
awesome. So,
one more thing. This might be my pickup of the week, even though it is not a book. It's the slipcase, and I have somewhere to put those stupid freaking barrier. Yeah, it was $10. So I'm like $10 more to make that story that was kind of like pretty cool, but at the same time completely missable. Yeah, I guess I'll find a way to put it on my bookshelf.
I'm gonna have to find one of those. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't know
$10,
about that.
man. just for a slipcase.
Yeah, because I think I still have mine just like thrown down here because they wouldn't fit in my boxes without like being bent. But it's a good series.
They're even too tall for the CGC boxes, I think.
Damn.
Either that or I ran out of room.
That's that book that was really odd shaped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was
a good book, yeah.
You're odd shaped.
It's true. I saw them in Chicago. We're all pretty odd shaped.
Shots fired.
And so it begins.
So anyway, Paul, did you get a chance to check anything out this week you want to talk about?
So I mean, I wanted to read Detective, but 96 pages. I'm like, I'm not getting to this yet. What I've read so far, the tops was Shazam. I mean, I immediately said, Legend, you need to read this book.
He did. He sent me that. Have you read Shazam 4 yet? Like a couple days ago. I was like, not yet.
All right, Chad, did you get a chance to fish anything out of your garbage bag that you want to talk about?
So, yeah. So I have a process when I pick up my books, right?
You pick them up and you throw them in a trash bag.
I love that.
They put them in a trash bag for me.
Oh.
But the first thing I do, I usually read my previews. But I did read Dow H.
Yeah, I didn't know that was coming out. I love that stuff.
I absolutely love the original series because they were super, super dark, right?
It was odd.
This one, I gotta see where it's going because it's got like Liefeld art in it.
Oh, man.
Oh my God!
I joke No Nates was doing that.
Like no,
ugh.
Right?
I flipped through it and the art's kind of all over the place. I
mean they have multiple artists on it, obviously. But
like the first half of the book, I was like, "This is awesome," and then it got into that Liefeld stuff, and I'm like, "Wait a minute,"
because that guy killed it on America.
By the way, Ivy just got home and she says she misses you all.
Oh, we miss Ivy. Watch us. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to me, Ivy. I need more subscribers.
No, you
don't.
I didn't know this was coming out, and I am super stoked about year one.
Oh, I like the costumes. Like got that golden age Max Fleischer Studios feel to it.
It's Ramita Jr. and Frank Miller, and it's a
really interesting team.
It's a black label. And then the B cover is not that great because it's
yeah.
But there's some, and I've recently become infatuated with the statues. I've been buying a lot. Yeah, I'm buying a lot, and they have a Joe Mad Batman.
Oh, that looks so cool.
That's sick.
And we also have.
We got more driving with Pokemon.
Dark Knight. That's Dark Knight style.
Okay.
So but I did pick up all of the.
Automatic. Look at that stack.
No, that's just the detectives, and then
hey, Spec much over there.
Well, here's my goal.
I do like that Bruce Timm one because it screams Mark Hamill on that Bruce Timm.
Since we are going to do the Baltimore thing, every one of these cover artists are going to be at Baltimore. My goal is to get every one of these signed.
Dude, cool.
Well, Bernie Wrightson's not going to be there.
No, but
gone damn straight.
But what I'd like to do, though, ultimately, is AOK these to anybody that subs us up. So
cool.
That's my goal, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
It's good to have goals.
If I unsub and then sub back.
Kat,
no, it doesn't.
Kat, if you say I want that, do you not know that this whole thing would come to you? Come on, you're like my little.
I want your trash bag.
Those lines have got to be long.
Well, hey, but that's the good thing. We are going to be official press and event. So
exhibitor.
Those exhibitor passes.
Exhibit A.
Can I have a pass that just says exhibit and I'll pimp your ride?
Yeah, dude.
Just be careful with Mikey. He may think it says exhibitionist, and
he takes off his pants, and that's weird. You don't want to see that. That's
It's really not as weird as you would expect it to be.
no, but it's very short.
He kissed people. He climbed into bed with people.
Yeah.
Hey, Woodard, why don't
That was just the best.
you introduce this guy that just joined us? 1/5 of Blaster Stash at Woodard.
Yep. We got Pocan Joe
The
live
best.
from what looks like his car. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, folks. Thanks for stopping by here. Pretty cool. Hey, guys. Thanks for everybody showing up to the show. Comic Core is where it's at. I'm going to be honest with you. I have my whole video already done, and we're going to break it down on Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll tell you what, I got my pick of the week. I'll go ahead and tell you all right now. Is Avengers: No Road Home. That is a solid psychological fuckfest that we're going to talk about because we're dealing with duality, and duality is something that can. Oh, wait a second, this fucker wants to get. Oh, fuck you. Listen, duality is an interesting subject, and I like duality. Because duality explains a lot in people and in our ways interaction. And I'm going to break it down to you how 3 ways duality broke down in that one comic book. And it was super in a way that cannot be broken down in a college essay. It was super cool. If right now you're not reading that, you kind of screwed up because that is the comic book to read right now. That's my pick of the week, and it's
Joe, is it possible you can ask me? Do I want to supersize that just one time?
Supersize it?
Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Comics Business Explained says Pocan Joe confession.
Oh, I love those. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, Pocan, live via satellite from wherever the hell you're at. So be careful, man.
It's a swamp, but I'm here.
Did we go through everybody's pickup?
I think so.
I think
Hey,
so.
can I see your can I see the stuff that you bought at Target?
Oh, well, I have to go downstairs. So if you want to talk, Legend, go over the chat real quick.
Hey, checking the chat right now. We have just been joined by one of the old school G's of the comic book community, all the way back from maybe 2013. Well, I don't even know what year it was, but damn, Count Von Strange. It's good to have you here, Count. One of my favorites, and we got to see Count Von Strange at C2E2. We were looking for him in Ninja Turtles #3, but I don't know. I don't know if he ever found it. But man, Count, I hope you find that book soon because you don't want that book to be gone too soon.
As Mikey calls him, Count Von Strange Roman numeral.
Count Von Strange Roman numeral, man. I tell you, one of the best. But you know what? Some of the fun things about that C2E2, man, like we said, we got in Thursday night to help Chuck Load put the booth together, and then after that we got to do the Silvestri. We got to see Silvestri throwing down some drinks at that little restaurant. It's a pretty good little restaurant. Then we came back to the house, and man, we stayed up to like 3 or 4. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was so damn cool. Me and Pocan was in there. We was chatting it up. Spectre and Mike, Cat Ren was having a damn good time too, because y'all know that next day sometimes the food slips away. And man, we had a great time.
Cat Ren was asleep.
Cat Ren, what do you think? What do you think? Oh yeah, well, Carson's back with his TMNT.
Look at these awesome things.
You know, sometimes when you come back from a con, you're like, I need to save a few bucks and not spend too much. My stupid ass, I just go to Target and buy more NECA figures. So I got this entire set of turtles that are Target exclusives. So if you guys remember this wonderful purchase I did from Target, this same company also put out the animated figures at Target. So I got this Michelangelo. He comes with the foot soldier, and he also has like the turtle communicator and his little grappling rope he had in the later seasons of the animated series. So absolutely love that. So I'm just like, if I'm going to get one, I may as well get them all. So I got Donnie, This little turtle
Nice.
and he came with Krang, a little
That
Oh
Krang
my
is
god,
yeah.
that is
I
sick.
want that Krang.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite action figures I had as a kid. He's got the little walker thing and everything.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, I at least got to get that Donnie, and I have to get Mikey. So by the time I got those two, I'm like, well, screw it. You got to get the Shred dude. So then I had to get Leonardo too. So you get Shredder and Leonardo in there, little combination there. So there's that. And I'm like, well, screw it. If you get all three, you may as well get the Raphael too. Unfortunately, he came with another foot soldier, so you have the whole army. But he also came with a slice of pizza and some blasters. So.
Do you think they're going to
Well,
release a
no,
double
no.
pack? Where's the double pack of Rocksteady and Bebop?
Yeah.
When
It
will
better be in the
And-
next
and-
wave.
and-
I'm still
better be
waiting.
And where's the love for Splinter?
They,
I
well,
know.
the-
In the next
Small
wave of this,
correction.
I think they're going to do Shredder.
Leonardo is
Splinter.
amazing.
I hope they do a Tatsu.
they're doing a Shredder, Splinter, and Casey.
Casey, yes.
Leo
Yeah,
is
do
my
it.
turtle.
But the
What about
actress,
April?
the actress that played April, has not given her likeness
Let's get the
rights.
other April.
So do the
There's two of them.
Secret of the Ooze.
Do Trailer Park April.
that April actress? She was on a show called Nashville. I remember her.
Yep.
Woodard, I feel your pain, bro. I actually picked up a case of Marvel Legends when I got home as well.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm gonna be. This is actually one of my favorite waves in a while. Got the
the Red
Goblin
Goblin.
here.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, you got.
Got my name on the box.
I like obscure D-list. How about Puma?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, cool.
What do they form?
Oh, they formed the Kingpin, bro. You got this new symbiote spider. All his
Whoa,
Kingpin
look
heads.
at those kingpin heads.
Yeah. You know what the piece de resistance is, though? Is this wave comes with a Night Thrasher. So
Nice.
if you're trying to get your skateboarding, baton wielding heroes of the '90s together, there's no better place to start than the Night Thrasher. So
So you got the,
Darkhawk or get the fuck out.
Drew,
Oh,
did you
whoa,
get
whoa.
the complete set?
yeah, man, you got the new black cats in here. And you got Silver Stable. You got come on, Silver Stable, man. So I'm gonna build the Kingpin eventually. And you got this 6-armed Spider-Man. Diggity dope.
What piece is he?
Nice one.
He doesn't have a piece. There's actually 2 per case. So this is going in my 300 subscriber giveaway. Woohoo! Considering
Nice.
I didn't actually anybody who's been paying attention to that, I said I was gonna get some stuff together from C2E2, but I forgot to do that, and me and Discovery Day were actually still digging in boxes while they're turning the lights off on us on Sunday. I'm like, man, I got to go over that exclusive booth, and like all they had was like hats and T-shirts, and I was like, nobody wants that shit. So I'm gonna have to put some books together to give away for that anyway. Awesome, man.
Hey, Drew.
Yep.
What was the highlight of the show for you? Was Perez, right?
Oh.
Oh, man.
Hey,
Or CM Punk.
can I just say right now that I was extremely hungover, maybe a little bit drunk still, and I was lit up. I was
Dude,
really
you're
lit up.
Your salt levels were extremely high.
Oh yeah, man. My sodium levels were at an all-time high.
And
And,
potassium.
Look, I didn't have enough potassium. I was just actually I could have used a banana and I would have felt better. I'll tell you what, I'm kind of over it. I was really missed by the whole experience, but I'm over it at this point. I feel like I've grown as a person. I know how unbelievable that sounds to all of you. No, yeah, Countdown Strange saw me right after that. I was lit up.
I don't know why you didn't just come over with all of us who were in line.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering.
Even
Because
you
I went to
canned a book
CGC,
over.
I was with JD. JD got to see me fucking lit up right away.
Where is JD, by the way?
I
He was-
don't know. He was in the
He was
chat.
in chat. He was in chat for a while.
Yeah, he said he was still on the way to the hotel, so I don't know if he got there yet or
Yeah.
not.
I was so lit up. I think that JD was a little taken back by how
Well,
lit up I
wasn't-
was, and considering how lit up that dude gets.
He is a very handsome man in person.
That
He is.
freaking CGC was like 4 hours just to get things for the express, wasn't it?
Terrible.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I mean, I figured out a lot of ways around that, and if you
Money.
if you're up on top of your game and get everything logged on online, you don't have to do anything.
But I'll ask you guys as a group this one. How
Okay.
sweet of a man is our Germ.
Really nice guy.
He was really awesome.
guy.
Like,
Really appreciative of all the attention he was getting, to be honest.
I loved what
Yeah.
he said. He said, Carson, you asked him how he got his name. He's like, I like to spread art, and I'm a germ. But like,
Art, like a germ.
ultimately, like he said, I don't even like comic books.
yeah, I was just saying,
Yeah.
he was flat out honest about what he
Yeah.
liked and didn't like. So I
He's like-
definitely respected that. He didn't even pretend like, hey, I read comics, I work in comics. Like, no, he just flat out said, like, I don't read comics. I'm just paid to do the art on these covers, and they look really good. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, there was a
Perfect.
couple things. They're like, is there anybody you want to draw the Evan? He's like, no.
yeah,
And then-
exactly.
And then he's like, I'm Archer Monday through Friday. The weekends are my shit.
yeah.
He goes, I'm dad on the weekends.
Yeah, he spends his weekends with his family.
Hey,
So that's super
to
cool.
go back, to circle back, look at the B cover of Batman Turtles 3.
That's nice.
All right, the poses, classic poses.
He's doing a better Frank Miller than Frank Miller on that Batman.
Pokenjo is indicating he wants an insert here.
That guy's a straight up artist. It's like he doesn't focus on his content.
What?
He's an artist.
He's just
Oh,
an
yeah.
artist, yeah.
Yep.
He's an artist, and I truly, I think kind of for that.
Mhm.
Who's
Yeah.
going to get attacked by
True.
dogs?
True artist right there, like a freaking like painter or anything like
Yeah.
that. You know, you tell him what you want, and he's going to give you the best damn product.
And when he came over, he was just so humble and just so cool and chill
Yeah.
and relaxed. Even though he was rocking a $600 jacket, he had some easy. What kind of shoes did he have on there, Mark? PKR?
Damn, did he have British Knights on or
It looked
something?
like white reach or something like that.
Didn't he have? He had what's his name's that Kanye shoes?
Yeah, he was wearing Yeezys.
Yeezys. Yeah,
Somebody had goosebumps.
Sweet Jesus.
I did. I had goosebumps.
Yeah,
Yep.
Art
He
Germ.
was
Sure
awesome.
did.
George Perez was a sweetheart. I mean, he
Yeah.
was giving everybody hugs.
Yes.
He's taking pictures with everybody.
Miss Explain and I went over and talked to Peter Tomasi because we had met him down in Baltimore. Super chill dude, and he actually let us read this at the con. He was like, "Here, you want to see the Arkham Knight?"
LA Gear.
And he
When-
was
when I-
super chill. And then he goes, "I'm like, dude, I love your Super Sons." He goes, "Yeah, I just turned in the last page yesterday." And he goes, "It broke my heart." And I looked at him and I just mouthed, "Fuck Bendis," and he smiled ear to ear.
When I had him sign my Super Sons, it was a variant. I think it was a UK variant, and it was a Matina. But I don't know if he'd seen it before because he's sitting there and he looks at it. He goes, "This is a freaking kick-ass cover."
Well, it was a Matina. He probably saw what Matina traced it.
Yeah, probably. But
Ooh, too soon.
Oh, not too soon.
shots fired.
All right, so we got through a lot of stuff. I think it's time to talk to Triad.
No, I think Mark was holding up like a steelbook or something earlier.
Oh,
I wanted
yeah.
to talk about.
Yeah,
real
Mark
quick.
has a pick of the week.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
She let me out. I got this.
Nice.
Mark, more importantly, did you pick up what else was he trying to get that you
The
last of the
Mohicans.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yes, you got it.
She won't let me buy it.
He was really mad.
So you came to us like you're coming to a parent.
Mhm.
Cat won't let me
We
buy
were
this.
in the store.
I was
And
like,
he's
watch
like-
this.
He's like, guys, Cat won't let me have this, and I want it.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. Seriously, it's epic.
Damn, Daniel Day, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We applied a hefty level of peer pressure shame, and
Mhm.
Mark walked out of there with Last of the Mohicans. I will say.
Good.
You're welcome, Mark.
Okay, so
I want Mark to hang out with me sometime, so you know how to get deals.
dude, you're
Oh.
bad shit crazy. I don't want him going. You are literally bad shit
Deal in
crazy,
century gets thrown out.
He's rich. He does what he won't.
bitch. All right, so everybody gets back to the house. Cat's feeling a little under the weather. This is on Saturday night, and we wanted to go karaoke because I just want to hear Legend on the mic. I just want Legend to let it all hang out. I Google karaoke bars. The one place won't let us in until 9 or 12 o'clock. I say, Karaoke bars near me now. 5-star comes up. So we go. It's in Chinatown in Chicago. So
I love Chinatown. I don't care what anyone says.
when the
Chinatown has something for everybody.
Yeah, so when we
It's
pull
awesome.
up, there is a rub and tug on this side,
Yeah, there is.
an abandoned building on this side, a bunch of Lexuses with spinners on them, and this doorway that says karaoke. So we go in, and you can either go upstairs by the steps or an elevator. We go up the elevator. Super, super weird.
Sketchy.
It's an elevator.
Super sketchy.
So we get into they put us in a pod.
It's right there.
And then you guys see what happens in the pod. But what you don't see is us going to the bathroom in the rule of 2.
Yes.
Because the first time Spider Grandpa and I go to the bathroom, we see what looks like a room of human trafficking. There is a bunch of bunk beds and people sleeping. Next, we see a lady laying in the floor. So we go to the bathroom, which was disgusting. We run back. As the night progresses, who saw the lady get put on a cart and thrown out? Okay,
I did.
Israel, you take it.
Yep. Yeah. So me and I forget who I was with, but it was me and Pocan. We were doing the rule of 2. We went to the bathroom. I was pretty drunk by this point. And like we saw that lady too, and she was just like out on the floor, just face down, and there was like people around her, and we were like, "What the f?" And then when we were coming back, dude, they had like a full-size cart, and those Triad dudes were putting her on the cart, and they were just rolling her out. And I was like, "Oh my god, she's gonna end up dead out in the alley or human trafficking." It was crazy.
Show of hands for whoever saw her get flopped on the concrete by security later on that night.
Are you serious?
Smoking. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm like,
my
"Are you
God.
seeing this?" And Joey's like, "Look the other way." So I turned my back and I was like, "I'm with you, bro. We're looking the other way."
Then they didn't have any food. After she disappeared, we ate Ashley.
The best food ever.
Food ever.
So weird, man.
I guess it's an upgrade from General So's kitten.
So the way it worked out is I speak very rough Mandarin. And I think we're all members of the Triad. That's how this started.
Well, that explains this dragon tattoo that I got on my back.
Yours is on your back?
Yeah.
Mine's somewhere different completely.
Yeah. We're all hanging out.
Is yours as big as Mark's? Because it's like half.
We compared them when we were in the basement. Yeah, mine's just as big as Mark's.
Oh, man.
With the woman, and then all of a sudden we get this the shit's going down, and nobody understands what's going down. But apparently we're not welcomed anymore. So fine, we go into a restaurant, and half of us broke out. Some people went to White Castle, the other place.
No, wait. Time out.
There's a reason why that happened.
There's a reason why we had that, because nobody knew that Jason can too.
Yes.
I rhymed. I learned one thing.
He also dropped his government.
He died.
He did
Jason,
die.
He
He was
died.
born again like a phoenix.
But you guys don't understand what happened. So
I heard at one point he was kind of a puddle on the floor.
No, so me and Grandpa were walking, and Legend was helping Cantu. Like he was holding. Next thing I do, like you guys cross the road, and I turn around, and Grandpa's like kind of running back towards Legend because Jason at this point is being drugged. His feet are being drugged along just like this. And so Legend and I, we decide we're gonna order a lift. We get a lift and they come back. Well, Jason's in the back seat. Jason's like, "Man, I love you guys. You guys are the best. But where's my book bag? That's my life. Is in my book bag."
Packet.
Jason's
we were
in the
like-
chat saying they tried to traffic him. They drugged him and tried to traffic him.
We did. I mean,
Misexplained.
they wouldn't take it.
You drugged yourself and tried to traffic yourself, my friend. I was there.
Yeah, Poor Man Comic says they put alcohol in his booze.
So listen, we're in this lift, and the lift driver, I'm like, dude, I'm hungry. I said, can you take me to White Castle? He's like, yeah, you gonna tip me? I said, I'll give you $20 if you just drive wherever I tell you to. He's like, cool as hell, dude. Too. His name was Reggie.
Real nice.
And
Reggie Simmons.
I knew you were gonna say that, dude.
So anyway,
Reggie Simmons is hacking in Chicago now.
So he's driving us, and Jason says, I can't find my backpack. So we decide, and I am pissed about this because we go, we're gonna go back to the place. We pull up, and I'm like, rule 2, right, Grandpa? Because Legend is like literally holding Jason. Grandpa looks at me and goes, nah, you got this. He's like,
oh, Mikey.
So I get in, and the car leaves. I'm like, oh! So I get into the weird elevator. The elevator goes up. There's this black horse. Like,
Mark wanted to just ride the horse.
And I'm like, oh my God. I walk in, and now they frisk me.
Yeah.
And there are like, the place is absolutely packed when I get back there. I don't know where the people came from, but now it's packed.
They got rid of the white people, so
Everybody came.
Really?
It was getting crowded when we left, though.
Yeah,
but I walk into the room, and there is a mere platform with this like white substance on it, and a bunch of dudes sitting around it. And I'm like, well, this backpack's not here.
See ya.
I'm out of there. And then the whole entire time Joe had the backpack. So then we get to White Castle, which is a whole nother experience at 4 a.m. in Chicago. And yeah, I got 6. Is that a picture of it?
Yeah.
6 crave cases.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a lot of sliders.
No, that's inside the.
Let's look on that screen.
That's inside the.
That was the table before we
Oh
left.
yeah.
Is that the table that was?
Oh yeah, and that's the door
later
that got
on?
shot.
Oh yeah. Someone like punched in the door.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. I was like, dude, they busted this door out and everything's all duct taped. Oh my God, it was bad.
Was that the table that was
Where did we
covered with a
go?
white substance later?
Yeah,
You over swanky,
dude.
baby.
No, it was a mirror. It was a mirror. It was a big like plate mirror with Coke on. I mean, something white. They like keep up. I'm like, oh, maybe no. I gotta go.
Could have been heroin, you know.
I saw Nikki Six in the corner. I wasn't sure what was going on. He's like, partied on,
Hey,
bro.
but you know what? So we were in that car. We were at White Castle. So I'm sitting in the car, and Mike, Grandpa's on the left. Miss Explains in the middle. I'm on the right. Chad and Reggie go inside, and then they order the order, and then they go over to Subway right next door to get some waters and stuff. So then all of a sudden, Mike has to go to the bathroom or something. So he goes to the bathroom, goes inside, and I'm kind of waiting back there and says, damn. So I've got my left arm like this because I'm still trying to hold him up because there's just not a lot of room in that car. And so I'm holding up Jason, but God damn it, if that little scrawny motherfucker ain't heavy as a motherfucker, man. He's so and then my back is giving way, and I'm like, God damn, I'm just getting too old for this. And
Hey,
then
man, 90 pounds of dead weight is still dead weight.
dead weight. So it's like I think I told Chad or Carson, it's like when you're working with a wrestler and they're not working with you, they're working stiff. He's like, it's like
Sandbagging
Lex Luger and Brody, Bruiser Brody in the cage. Brody's not selling or helping, it's just Luger doing everything. So finally, I'm just kind of waiting. I was like, I opened the door and my feet are kind of cramped. So I shoved Chad's seat all the way kind of forward. And I told him it's explained. He's like, ugh. I said, shit, I think I got maybe an inch on Chad. I'm going to shove this fucking seat up a little bit because I got to have some room. And then I wanted to get Miss Explain one leg on the right, one leg on the left because both of his feet were in my feet area. So he's getting into my space and shit. And then finally, I get out of the car and I was like, all right, you stay here because I was going to fix the chair and everything. And then all of a sudden, when I got out of the car, Miss Explain just goes like this. bloop. He just called like smack dab on there. So finally, I was like, now I got room. My back was resting. I was getting some good breezes in, and then Chad comes back with like 60 freaking sliders, and then Mike finally. Oh, Mike just stayed in there chatting with Chad and Reggie while I was, doing all the holding up Jason and everything.
Formax Comics says in the chat that you should have brought him along Saturday as kind of a safety Asian.
Oh yeah,
I'm not joking. We needed to have somebody because, like,
everybody wants to make that the story, but the problem is everybody's getting the other group story, and the other group story was very different.
Yep, I was gonna say I could tell
winner team. Winner team.
No, you 100% the winner team. I had to go back. I had to go back into the Triad den. I literally put a rag over my head like Daredevil and fought my way out of a freaking hallway trying to find this guy.
I like to think Chad blindfolded himself and was like punching air, getting out of
Yeah, Drew, take it away from your point of view, because we got home, we had the sliders. I tucked in Comics Miss Explained, and let me tell you this funny story about Comics Explained. We had 2 mattresses. Comics Miss Explained like throws off the first mattress, and Chad put the mattresses together. Comics Miss Explained throws the first mattress off, and he gets on top of the first mattress and pulls the other mattress over.
Was that those?
No. I said, Jason, no. I got blankets.
He's making an ice cream sandwich.
Was that those 2 roll-up mattresses?
Yeah.
But we fixed him, and Jason slept like a freaking baby. But Drew, take it away from when you were hauling ass to go find Chinese food at fucking 3 a.m. or some shit.
All right. So we did not eat dinner like we said we were going to before we drank like fish in Chinatown. Before all the Tsingtao in the fucking town was demolished by the Comic Corps.
True.
We did not eat dinner. I kept asking every Chinese person I could find. I was like, where do I get 24/7 Chinese food? Where's legit? And like all 4 of the people I asked told me the exact same place. The exact same place. Nobody can hear you, Joey.
Oh, am I mute?
No, you're just. If I'm talking, we can't hear you. What's up?
Wow.
Sounds like you're talking on a rotary phone in a car.
I am. I'm in a car. I'm on a rotary.
So I get directions on my phone. I'm hammered, but I get directions on my phone, and I lead the Comic Corps and Blaster Stash It, with guest stars Tony Sanders, to the Mecca of Chinese food, the Chai Cafe, and we get there.
It was that good.
It was
it was amazing.
It was
we get
really
there,
good.
and half of everybody's gone. We're like, what happened to them? They're like, something about babysitting drunk ass Jason. And I was like, well, sucks to be them. And we ate bomb ass Chinese food. It was delicious. We left out of that place super late, and there was still a long ass line to get in the door. If you were in Chicago, Chinatown, middle of the night, Chai Cafe, look it up. You will not be disappointed. Oh man! And I woke up the next morning not even hungover because I had so much rice in my belly soaking up all that booze.
Hey, you know what? Real quick, I got up an hour and a half later. Once we got back, because I had to leave out fucking early ass in the morning. So I got about an hour and a half sleep. I wake up and dude, I only had 3 sliders, but maybe it was the too much to drink the night before. Even though mainly it was all Coke. But there was a little bit of that Jonah Hex piece.
What, you go back to that mirror table?
A pitcher.
Yeah, I just took the whole damn Coke, because like earlier in the night or earlier in the day. So what another thing that happened to us was this. So after the con on Saturday, my back was shot to shit. I went upstairs, I took a hydrocodone. Then I came back down. Chad's, so happy and, just emotional with joy and everything. And he calls me and Woodard over, and Chad starts pouring the fucking Sailor Cherry.
I forgot
boy,
that
I
happened.
had that. It was about 3 shots. I took, in a cup, and of course, I took the 3 sips. I didn't want to just down it all too soon. I would have been gone too soon. But so when I got to the karaoke, I felt I was pretty off. I kind of even tripped over some wires and shit. But after that, everything wore off because I was drinking the Cokes, having some Jonah Hex with me and Discovery Day.
Dr. Pepper executive is crying because
I know it was just
Coke.
and then but yeah, so I was pretty Pretty good. Not having a lot of sleep or whatever. Those sliders, man, they came out, man.
They slid right out.
They slid out of the mouth, man.
John
Regurgitation, man.
Hey, real quick in the chat, we got Chuckload of Comics. Chuck says, Legends is my power animal. And also, he said, Chuckload of Comics, you guys made the Chicago News headline. Who the fuck are these guys?
One of my favorite things was actually just sitting with Chuck and like Shauna, and we were just hanging out and chatting. And Chad, I think you were there too at one point. We were just kind of opening up the show. Man, and if y'all aren't subscribed to Chuckload of Comics, I know a lot about like voice, like people with good voices that can like bring it, on the mic and everything, like David from Beyond the Blast Doors. But man, Chuck has an excellent voice, man. And if y'all aren't subbed to him, just subbing to hear his voice. It's freaking awesome.
And to talk about two of the sweetest, most kind individual and hospitable people. Thank you, Chuck and Shauna. You guys,
yeah, they could not have been nicer because we kind of
we're a bunch of assholes.
We rolled in with 15 of us, and we were like, "Hey, nice booth." Flop.
Get the fuck.
The hospitality was off the chain, man. Chuck and Shauna could not have been more accepting of us and more helpful in giving us every slice of access they possibly could.
Yeah.
Really, really awesome hosts for us as the community. I kept expecting him to snap and be like, "Can you guys leave me the fuck alone?"
Well, now listen,
the
dude is awesome. The dude is fucking amazing. And he goes to leave to get his Paul Rudd picture done. And he's like, "Hey, if you guys want to use the booth, go for it." We're like sitting there, and we're like, "Yeah, let's fucking do this." So we go live for a I don't even understand what ended up happening. We started having the cosplayers come through. JB is literally pulling people. He's like, "You get in here, you."
The better hype man than Flavor Flav.
Hey, this is a question. Who did not? Is there anybody that JB did not borrow their press badge at some point during this?
Me, because I didn't apply for one.
I stole his press pass.
He kept on
didn't get it back.
He's like, he kept on coming up. Who's got a press pass? I need to go get an interview.
No, JD looks at me and goes, "You're ugly. I need yours."
Yeah, I still have my press pass.
I will say that again. JD said, "Hey,
JD wanted my press pass," and I was like, "All right, well, I don't know what happened. I didn't give it to him. I kept my damn press pass."
Go ahead, Kat.
So the first day happens. Like, this is Thursday when we're setting up and heading in and everything, and we needed passes. So they were handing out. The Chuckload of Comics was hooking us up with passes, and I see Chad with 2 press passes, and I have my normal 3-day pass on. And I was like, "Oh, that looks nice." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you want to look at this?" He's like, "This is supposed to be for JB." Da, da, da. And I was like, "Oh yeah, clip. Here you go."
Yeah, that was
my 3-day pass.
I remember that Thursday. We're all strolling in to help Chuck, and you guys had your 3-day passes, and they were like, "Nope, you're not going anywhere."
But pure, like, listen, I came over to get you guys in, but JB, man, he's like, "Where the fuck you been?" He's like, "I can't believe this. We have this interview to go," and he just walks past security.
Jonah Hex peace pipe right there.
And then hands off the pass to some exhibitor. And he's like, I mean, the dude is I mean, I love JB, man. That dude does not, he is a hustler. His show, Discovery Bay, is amazing, and it's because he busts his ass and everything.
He's like a 24/7 operation.
Well, I mean, here's the other thing. Like, so with everything that we've got going on, guys, and we haven't really gotten a chance to get together since C2E2 to talk about it. I've talked to a few of you guys. I think Carson and Kat. I've talked to Drew. I mentioned. Israel, you know a little bit. JD knows a lot because he's kind of running point on it with me. But we are going to Baltimore Comic Con. I have ordered us our display booth. We're getting a booth. JB has a vision for how this booth can look and what we're planning on doing with it, and it's going to be epic, and we are going to continue to do this, and that's why we need the support of the community, because I don't care who you are, you're Comic Core. If you want to be a part of something, we have no initiation, nothing. You're a part of Comic Core, and our mission statement here is: let's have fun, let's get along. If there's beef, squash it and
try an initiation.
We should have an initiation. You got to go down into that haunted basement.
That damn basement.
The vault.
Yeah,
But
we should have did
stand in
that
the
comic
meat
review in
hook
that
room.
basement.
There was
happens in the vault
at one
stays
point
in the vault.
on Saturday night that Carson was feeling pretty good,
What?
and you were feeling pretty good,
Sorry.
and
How good did he feel, Chad?
I'll explain it here in a second. I needed to get some air out of the Triad hotel. So Legend went with me outside, and we were just outside, and JD came out, and Carson came out, and Carson said, this is what it has always been about. Upstairs is nothing but positivity, and that's what this community is about. And he threw the fist down, just like our brothers in arms, and the big dog threw his down. I threw mine down, and then JD, I mean, we'll call him Braun Strowman or whatever the fuck you want to call him. He threw his in there, and I'm telling you guys, that's that moment. And then watching TJ's unveiling changed my opinion of YouTube, changed what we've set out to do. I love each and every fucking one of you guys. All right, I'm done.
I kind of forgot I cut that promo, to be honest. I'm not kidding. I'm like, oh yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I did go out there and talk about how some things pissed me off and some things warmed my heart. But can I just get back into the chat real quick? Because it's been far too long since we got back into the chat. And then I'm going to tell my perspective of all this insanity on Saturday night. But anyway, we still got Comics Explained in the chat. We have Shauna Lindsay and Chuckload of Comics. Once again, big thank you guys. Check out Chuckload of Comics channel. Can't say that enough. They were both awesome, phenomenal hosts in the chat. Let's see who else we got going on here. We got Brett Hessart. He's in the chat talking about how much he loved my karaoke stylings. I think there he is. I saw him above. We got LP of Rebel Gaming in the chat. What's going on, LP? I met this guy too. We got Brandon Stawinski Comics. I got a chance to see him on Saturday as well, so always happy to see. And he just changed his name. We now have Cobra Comics, formerly Popcom.
Mike, yeah.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Cobra Comics? And then Chuckload says we're talking to Megan Chin about doing a YouTube podcast booth at Newark Comic Con. So Chuck he's going to go like every big con this year, so that's awesome, guys. But anyway, I just want to talk about my perspective of all this insanity. Chuck, are you going to Baltimore? Chad wants to know. Just go ahead and type that in the chat. But anyway, I want to preface, if you guys watched the Crazy Saturday video where there was karaoke and all that fun stuff, I want to give a special shout out to like the dream team of C2E2 basically at this point. Because Saturday evening, most people pieced out around 2 p.m. because no one slept the night before, so everyone's about to fall on their face. But the people who stuck with me, I had Legend, he was there the whole time. We had Comic Spectre, JB, and I think Comics Explained was there with us as well. Oh, come on.
Carson. I love Carson on that night, man. It's the most animated I've ever seen.
Is there
just let me tell the story. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
So anyway, 5 of us spent the whole day at the con. Everyone else is at home catnapping, getting rested, getting ready for this night.
I was heavily medicated.
The whole time we're like, we're going to go back. We're going to be tired as hell. We're going to have to get that Giordano's Friday night pizza to get us reinvigorated. And these guys, they've been living the life, sleeping, catnapping, all that good stuff. And the 5 of us are going to go back, be tired as hell. And they're going to want to go to karaoke when we want to take our nap. And that's exactly what happened. So we're all just like, God, here we go. It's gonna be a long ass night.
Yeah.
So you guys already heard about the shenanigans of us getting. There's like 2 or 3 Uber XLs take us there. So I'm in the Chad car. So I think it was like me, Chad, Tony Sanders, and I maybe misexplained. I can't remember. There's like 5 of us. We roll in. We go through the Daredevil hallway. And we're like, oh, there's like an elevator for some reason. The elevator opens up. We don't even have to press a button. So we get in the elevator. It takes us exactly where we need to go. And we find that weird like pod or room, whatever you guys want to call it. So we get in. And no, you guys forgot to mention the fact that, you know, once Drew's trying to spool up the first karaoke song, it's all in Chinese.
Yeah, it was.
We're just like, damn, like we gotta leave. We can't understand any of this. We can't sing these songs. They're all J-pop. So we don't know J-pop. So we're getting ready to leave. But luckily the lady comes in and she shows Drew how to get to the last page, which is all the American songs. And I find it really funny because she actually puts on the first song herself, which is "Don't Stop Believing" by Germ. She's like, just look at these crazy guys going. And she puts on "Don't Stop," and we're all just sitting there like straight as poles waiting for the drinks to come. And no one's even doing anything, you know, because this first time I think some people even met Tony Sanders, and his brother-in-law Tony was there.
Tony.
Yeah, double Tonys. So anyway, we're sitting there, and everyone's just like, you know, the 5 of us are tired. The other ones, they're just waking up. And at that point, I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. And I just start belting out "Don't Stop Believing" just to get everybody going. So that happens. And then I think JB comes in once the liquor hits. So now, you know, what was it? Jack and Cokes will now forever, to me, be known as Discovery Bays because he just starts making drinks for everybody.
Nonstop.
Yeah. Nonstop.
But he also on his phone, and I hate to give his secret up, on his phone he has top karaoke songs that make the crowd go wild. And he's like, we need the joke.
Homework.
I mean, the dude does not stop. I'm like,
yeah, he was awesome.
When he was pouring the drinks, was he going 60%, 80%,
95%?
No, he saw my drink because he was like, he needed another drink. I'm like, okay. So like, why not?
Yeah, twitch my arm a little bit.
And then there was Jason coming back from the bar,
Bays,
just handing beers out to people. We're like, what's this?
Oh yeah.
He's like, it's free.
So I literally had a Sing towel in one hand and then a Discovery Bay in another hand. So and then Drew's just hitting random songs. He puts on Barbie Girl with the mic in my hand. So I'm just like, I guess I'm doing Barbie Girl now. So I had to prove to everybody. I had to set the bar right then and there that I could do Barbie Girl. And son of a bitch. Apparently it's been recorded. So
you know what's really upsetting?
It wasn't live. But later
here's the bad thing about it. Mark does have the passcodes and everything to the Common Core. So if stuff pops up, Mark never once had a camera out of his hand. The dude who filmed everything.
Yep.
I walked in to brush my teeth and I'm like, hey, Mark. And he was in the shower. He's like, hello. he's all lathering up and he's just like, hello. Super weird. I can see why you keep him in a box.
Remember that? Woodard kept singing, "Proud King Nothing."
Oh yeah. Like I said, I had to counter with some Metallica to counter that Barbie Girl. So I thought I did a pretty decent King Nothing. I just like when JD he goes, "Why would you want one of the worst Metallica songs?"
I was just going to say, why would you pick that song?
And I just simply go, because JD, it's the best worst Metallica song. Thank you very much. And I think it was the best worst Metallica song.
Hey, I'm of the school of thought that Fuel is the best worst Metallica song, but that's
Manchu. Nobody.
Hey. You don't want to mess with Manchu.
So then I mean, if you guys watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you might be familiar with the term brownout. After King Nothing, I was in full brownout mode. So, Chad, I'm glad you reminded me of that pro mic cut outside of the bar, probably really loud, so everybody heard it.
The Triad.
I think we intimidated the people to put us in the Triad. So, yeah, there's that. Oh, there's Tony in the back. We chanted Tony. So.
And out of this night came something amazing called. They don't have a title yet, but it's Carson.
They don't have a title yet.
But Carson and Tony
to be determined.
Is
Chad 90 MF comics.
and 90. When is that, Carson?
We haven't figured it out yet.
Have you guys had a
TBD.
meeting?
To be
TBD.
determined.
TBD.
The vision is, and I talked to Chad.
Carson, you
about it.
sound awesome.
The vision is, and
thanks.
Chad, you remember this, is to try to get a live show on the Comic Core channel at least 5 times a week, like someone doing a show or something live, because it truly is a community channel and it's something that we all built together, and that's what makes it so special.
Well, that brings us a good point. I know you're going to be doing your auctions. Is it once a month?
Yeah, I do once a month.
So I thought I was talking to JD, and I this is a good forum to ask. We were thinking about doing them twice a month.
Yeah, on Comic Core.
On Comic Core. And
what do you think, Carson? How's that back?
Yeah, I think we're good with that. The third Saturday of every month. If you still want to take the first Saturday of every month.
Yeah, Chad, you can host one of them auctions.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can do one.
But I think we're gonna have to establish a couple of rules. And if you don't mind, I kind of wanted to ask your guys' opinion real quick. So one, I don't think there should be any shield bidders. Like people can't
obviously.
Like there's certain auctions out there right now that are going on that they have fake accounts that boost up the bids, and we're not going to have that shit because this is about the community. 2, anybody on the panel is not going to be able to bid on a book. You're there to sell the book. And then last but not least, the one round of the auction. It could be like the third round. Say we establish it's a 5-round, 1 round. All proceeds that are won off of that auction go to somebody in need in the community. Just like Legend did with
Hero Initiative, yeah.
Hero Initiative.
And what we'll have to do is we'll have to do a percentage, because I was talking to JD earlier. I was like, well, say if Carson's book sells for $5 and then someone else's book charges for $50, so it's better. But yeah, like, and I've seen All About Comics JP do this where they did 10% of all of the stuff they raised, and then they sent each of them sent 10% to Hero Initiative. But yeah, stuff like that, that's a really good idea, and that's
because again, this is a community channel, right? And that's what we want to do. Because look, people have said, whatever they've said about us in the past, and it said about me in the past. I don't give a shit. We are a community channel.
That was me, Chad.
It's just because you're so fucking boring, man. And you're so boring. You go to bed like super early. You fucking you drink prune juice. You're old.
This is not.
God, you're old.
I may be boring, but I'll get better. You're always going to be fucking ugly.
Jesus.
And it's right, but Chad brings up a good point. One of them, the one Woodard will host one, and then maybe JD will host one. I'll still do Legends live auction on my own channel, probably up until I get rid of all the stuff and I retire from the auctions altogether. Because the back pain is it ain't no lie when you're sitting in the chair, doing the auction scene.
No, that shit's legit.
Yeah.
And the community's only getting better. I mean, the fact that I'm already telling you guys this. Like, we go to Baltimore October 18th, 19th, and 20th. Get your tickets ASAP. But when I'm down there, the only person I am ecstatic to meet is Mastodon Comic.
Donnie, hell yeah.
And if we're gonna have this booth to rib against maybe even Joe Ryan, who's going to be there, and then possibly my brothers from another mother, Real Comic Book Talk.
Oh yeah,
and then just like listen to and I will tell you right now, the most watched video that's ever going to be on this channel is going to be Marguerite Bennett, me, and Drew.
If we get Marguerite, I might get us Me Too down out of there, bro. Let's just say.
I feel like I need to
Oh my
protect
God.
it.
Here, grab that.
Gone
I'm a
too
big
soon.
fan.
We're gonna have a truck, and
No.
I'm gonna be rolling in 4 deep with Woodard and Catherine and Mark. Mark's gonna be on the back, hanging on, just like smiling, filming.
Well, he has like a GoPro
Hey.
so he can hang on.
She does good work with animosity. You leave her
She's
alone.
fantastic. No, I think I'm in love with her. I'm gonna be honest. She's a lovely lady,
One more, Jenny
inside and out.
Jenny
Cat is
Frisbee
a
was
very
a lovely lady.
small, petite.
I'm what?
Small, petite, young, well put together woman.
Jenny Frison is really good friends with
She is one of the
Comics
most
Misexplained.
She scares the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
He is.
Well, it's the way she locks Mark in that box. Really gives her the edge.
Cat scares the piss out of me. Like she looks at me. No, you're not. Yes, man.
I'm 5'5". I'm not that scary.
You didn't see her stalking around the parking garage saying, "When I find the car, I'm going to kill
No,
you."
I was going to say she was pretty damn scary when she came out to the window. Is that you fuckers right over there?
and Huey's comics.
No.
And honestly, everybody's dad.
I knew they were gonna do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So I don't have to wear an eye patch.
I just hijacked it. I have an eye patch.
A real fun one that Carson did. We were over at Chuck Load's booth. It was around 2:00 on Saturday. Carson races back over to the booth and he says, "Jennifer Courtney's here." And I was like, "What?" I was so fucking excited. But
Speaking of shill bitters.
Yeah, Carson said, yeah. The funny story was originally some people in the community thought Carson, C. Woodard 19, and Jennifer Courtney were shill bitters. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I was like, oh my God. And then he said, but she's only going to be at her booth that she's helping out till 2. So I haul the fuck. I ain't never ran fast to no George Perez or no Arter Adams or Stan the Man or any of them people. I fucking hauled ass to go meet Jennifer Courtney, and me and C. Wood, we got a picture with Jennifer Courtney. It was pretty epic, you know.
Yeah, that was definitely that had to be one of my top con moments.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
You hold that Colin Bunn until you found out he was puking his guts out.
My top con moment was JD going, "Hey man, can I borrow your press pass real quick?" And I just ran into him. He was standing in line for coffee, and I'm like, "Yeah, here." He's like, and can you buy this guy as many coffees as he wants, and then leaves? And I and I look at the dude. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "You want a coffee?" He goes, "Your dude just said you're gonna buy me a coffee." And I'm like, "Well, like I'll buy you a coffee." He's like, "Nah, dude, I want like 4." I'm like, "What? Why do you want 4 coffees?" He's like, "I'm an artist." And I'm like, "Who are you?" And he tells me his name. I don't. What was his name? Does anybody remember his name?
I wasn't there.
No, was that Newligan?
It was Newligan, right next to Art Germ.
But the dude starts like ripping. I was like, "Yeah, I got to get over and do this Art Germ interview." He's like, "Fucking hate him."
You know, my interview after the Art Germ interview, I got pulled out of the line. So I was over. They were doing the Art Germ thing. Carson comes back and he takes my spot in line for George Perez because we were in line for George Perez. This is before the con opened up the public. I remember when we all walked in on, it seemed like every day we walked in, we got in there an hour earlier before everyone else. So I heard this shout and I heard legend. I look back at all the thousands and the millions of the Legends fans of all around the world. And I call Count Von Strange and said, "We gonna see you inside in a little bit." We just ain't gonna see your ass inside right now. We get in there. We got the Art Germ. We got the Art Germ interviews. But Carson comes back and says, "Rob, all right, it's your turn because you're gonna interview Colin Bunn." So I go over there on Saturday, and Colin Bunn, man, I found out Colin Bunn got sick, man. But Chad and Jason, lined it up because I had seen Colin Bunn on Friday. And then on, that Friday, Colin Bunn, called me over to his table because he remembered when we were on, he was on All About Comics, JP's channel. Pope Grimey and JP were interviewing Bunn, and I was hitting all the trivia questions. So JP was like, "All right, Great Legend Show wins the trivia." And Colin Bunn's just kind of sitting there. Then again, I win another trivia question. I was like, "Come on," because none of the people in the chat knew the trivia. And, I don't brag very much, but I do got some knowledge about some comics and stuff. I don't, preach it too much, but so yeah, Colin Bunn on the JP's thing, he said, I gotta meet this guy because he's got to have some big ass balls to call himself the great. And JP say something like, well, he's just a great legend. So I finally, Jason misexplained, and Chad finally called me over there, and I give him a little promo. I cut a little promo on him, say, this is a great legend coming at you live, Colin Bud, just stuff like that. And I was really hoping, but I think Friday night, he was in party mode as well with all the artists and writers and stuff. So he was gone too soon, and he didn't make it Saturday. But
Saturday was a bad day. I mean, Art Adams, his wife had a medical emergency, and we wish the best for her because that's not something that's going to be a quick recovery.
He came back too.
He did, but
back to the fans.
They're going to be in Chicago for a while because she can't travel.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think they can drive, but she can't fly.
I mean, and then Liefeld. Oh my God, I hate that dude.
Liefeld.
Fucking hate that dude. Like, so I set up this interview for Chuck, right? And at first he was going to go to Chuck's booth, but then he big timed it, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not going to go. He need come here." So I run and get Chuck, and we get there, and he's like. He looks at his watch. He goes, minute too late, and walks out. I'm like, you can't draw neck or feet, bitch. Asshole.
Yeah.
Pouches.
But nonetheless, I know this is sound stupid, but my best moment. Well, I wasn't even there. Getting to hear that George Perez kissed none other than Cat Ran Figures.
He did.
She got 3 total hugs that day. Now, her first hug came from the legend because when as I was passing and Count Von Strange was like, legend, and then this guy walks by me, bald-headed guy, got them Hawaiian shirt on. I was like, shit, I wonder if that really, I guess that's fucking him. So I said, George Perez, I said, Mr. Perez, we got someone here to meet you. We got Starfire right here, right now. So she got her first hug from George Perez. Cat Ren, take it away and talk about the love you got for the man, the myth, the George freaking Perez. And you're on mute, Cat.
Come on, Mark.
Come on, Mark.
Okay,
God,
so
Mark,
we were all
there she
going
is.
in early.
Back in the box.
Back in the box. So we were all going in early for the art germ thing, but we were trying to meet Perez right before. And, we're struggling, trying to get past security and everything. We need our passes, this, that, whatever. And I'm cosplayed. Mark's cosplayed. I posted a bunch of pictures on my Instagram if you want to see that. And, got a video that shows all of it. And we're waiting at the security checkpoint, and it's a whole bunch of us. And I've got my back turned, and I'm talking to someone, and everyone's like, Cat, turn around. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, no, seriously, turn around. And I turned around, and he's like, well, hello, my dear. And I was like, do you know who you are? And, he said that it was always such a joy to see one of his creations in the flesh. And I approached him. I had my arms out, and I was like, I don't know if I should. And he hugged me, and I was like, yay.
He was a very huggy guy.
Mark does not stop eating, dude. Have you watched
him? He really doesn't.
We were talking to him because my wife's maiden name is actually Perez as well. And they're from the next town over. And he's like, oh, we're probably related.
And it's got to be stated, too, the amount of dedication they had for their cosplay. They took the train to C2E2. It was probably 40 degrees out. And Kat only had, what she's wearing and the paint. No coat, no nothing. And then Mark was kind of the same way. No sleeves on his arsenal.
Cut off shorts.
Cut off shorts, yes.
And shucks. And a wig. Painted orange.
So we originally were going to go as Red Hood and the Outlaws, and my helmet came shattered. So we tried to buy a helmet there, and it wouldn't fit over this enormous head. And Who left? Oh,
Okay.
and then we went to buy the jacket. Mark, how was that?
You have a very big chest.
No. Okay, so
Are they haunted?
We went to this guy's booth. And he sells like all of this cosplayed memorabilia, jackets, clothing, everything. And he goes to size Chad in his jacket, and he goes, and I just watch him do this to Chad's chest. He's like, "Oh, you have a very large chest, a very nicely shaped chest." And I'm watching this guy just like basically molesting Chad.
Why I never filmed this, I don't know.
It was very
All the way he was dressed.
I saw him do the once over at Chad, and then when Chad took the jacket off and everything, and he went to like hang it back up, and he turned his back around, and I was like, "Chad, do you feel like a piece of meat yet?"
I had a nice chest.
I would like to apologize. I would like to apologize to Kat and Mark, because when we had come Friday morning, we were like, or no, I think it was Saturday morning. We were like, yeah, we're going to drive in. We could take a couple people. And I didn't even think about you guys cosplaying. And
no, because Huey just got in the car.
What? Well, Kat and Mark came out, and they like walked towards the car, and there was Huey, Drew, and Chad sitting in the car. I mean, this is a mass of meat. And they're just like, yeah, no.
That's meat.
Admit it. Admit the truth. It's because I was orange.
It probably would have taken about a month to get it out of the upholstery, but but Chad was like getting into the car, and he's like, oh, by the way, Mark and Kat might come, and then he turned around and he's like, oh, never mind.
Dude, on Saturday, I was sitting there.
I mean, Chad was still drunk.
Yeah, and I was at one point.
Yeah, seriously.
At one point, I said, "All right." I think it was Woodard who said, "He's like, I gotta go get." And we were all deciding who's staying and who's going. Woodard's like, "I gotta go get this signature," and I'm like, "I gotta go pick up my sketchbook."
I had to get my baby.
And I'm like, I'll stay with him. And I don't know who it was.
It was me.
Was it you?
Yeah.
You're like, you need to
get
go
out of here.
You need to go. You smell and you look awful.
I didn't say you smelled. I didn't say that. You looked like you were just about to kill over and die. You literally did.
When we got there, I'm like, how the fuck is Chad going to do this art trip?
You needed a Snickers, Chad. You needed
I did. Well, I didn't know how. To your point, like, I was sitting there, and if you look at me, I have my hand like
there it
this.
Is.
There's what I got, by the way.
Is that Buffy?
Y'all look at
yeah.
That's a beautiful Buffy, but man, there's only
Stephanie
one
Hans.
George. There's only one George Perez. Cat Ren, say something so they could see your screen.
Oh, okay.
Hi guys.
Israel, you got my phone.
On your Stephanie Hans, that is gorgeous. But I got my Grail signed.
Let's see
by both the creators.
From this con, but there it is.
So I've met both Marv Wolfman and George Perez before,
Baby.
but I did not have this book at the time. And
Nice.
this is the first appearance of the new Teen Titans, aka the first appearance of my girl Starfire. And I've got George Perez right up top.
Or something?
Oh, you know, maybe just a little. And then I've got Marv Wolfman right there, and I've got it in some Mylar. You know, if I learned anything from the legend, it's that you never apologize for the shininess of the Mylar.
That's right.
So look at the shine.
Hashtag mind that
By the
Mylar.
way, if anybody in the chat, if they're going to the Las Vegas con, let me know, because I may send you a book to get signed. Because everybody who worked on Infinity Gauntlet is going to be at Las Vegas.
Newsstand.
There it is. Newsstand.
Damn.
I gave you one tonight, so there you go. I'll be $10.
We said that so many times.
Oh my god! As soon as I saw Legend in the freaking stairwell of this house, because the only guy I saw was Pocan when I knocked on the door and it creaked open. So I'm like, where the hell is everybody? Then there's Legend. He's like, newsstand.
So we're going to get back to Cat here in 1 second, but I also got to say, I will put in the description, we do have our Comic Core store up and running. We currently have 4 shirts. We do.
I'm
The
getting
four
one.
the four shirts are, and they come on everything. We have stickers.
Unlimited.
We have Comic Core, Comic Core Unlimited,
Oh.
Gone Too Soon, and
News.
and
Wait, what?
yeah,
Yeah.
How do I not know about any of this?
Better
He's
trademark
cutting you
that.
out of the, he's cutting you out of the
Yeah, I
back
know.
end. See
I
what
just
that's
do
what's
that.
happening
on the
here.
front, it says "Dare to Defy" on the back.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to look all this up.
Yeah.
I will send you the
Dang.
link.
Hashtag royalties. But anyway,
Chad, you're gonna get a cease and desist letter.
We
No, I
got we got something from John from New Dimension Comics. He brought me these 2 beer bottles, and he
Oh,
said
yeah.
make sure Cat Ren gets one of those. Cat, tell us about that Witchblade bottle you got there.
This is gorgeous.
Look at that, signed and everything.
Yeah, it's signed right there.
Ooh, look at those
Yeah.
assets.
Signed right there. Yeah.
I got me a Silvestri too. Nice orange.
Damn.
He did mine in blue for that one, and then he did the First Darkness in orange.
Yeah, I got that one too. And newsstand. Boom. There you go. Had to do it twice. Because apparently there's shirts now.
I went there on Friday till Silvestri, and they remembered me from the night before because Chad and I talked to him.
Nice.
Chad, you talked to him when you guys were at dinner?
I did. Yeah.
I was busy outside hanging out with Kenny Omega.
Yep.
True story. True story.
It is a true story.
New John from New Dimension Comics was absolutely awesome as well. He helped us out with a lot of stuff. Me and Miss Explained are going to be at his con. Nothing big. We're just going to be doing the rounds. I think we're going to go there on Saturday. Do some interviews, but we were
batteries in the microphone. Batteries in the microphone.
Batteries.
That was my bad. Sorry, guys. And I think there's going to be some content coming up this week from what con is JD at?
WonderCon,
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Planet Comic Con, isn't it?
Does have some sweet mics and a picture of his mic. I'll show you if I can find it.
Yeah, I know you got a picture of his mic.
Yeah, I don't want to see that
Yeah.
picture. I was pretty sure you guys were going to grab a room.
It says Comic Core on there.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Not bad.
Oh.
That's pro style. That looked like Chuck or like even those
Hey,
WWE
listen.
mics.
You should get a shirt that's hit.
When I was in college, I learned one thing. It's better to cheat than repeat and give credit where credit's due, but still like a villain. I'm stealing all Chuck's ideas and giving him credit.
No, we're called
Yeah.
McDowell.
Yes.
I
McDowell.
agree with that on this.
Well, Woodard, what do you think, man? We've been going about 2 hours.
Yeah.
What do you think, Woodard?
Maybe, well, first off, I do want to shout out one more person. He joined us in the chat. We got Comic Tom 101 in the chat.
Damn.
I had to say hi to Tom once I saw him, so I wanted to make sure we said hi to him. But yeah, and unfortunately, like the rest of the Comic Cores, every single Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, you never know what's going to happen on the Comic Core. This show is unfortunately it's gone too soon, so we got to start wrapping things up here. So we'll go down the line and see what everybody has to plug, what they have to say. We'll start with Comic Spectre. What do you think, man?
Man, it's been a really long week. I think that C2E2 was absolutely just amazing. It's for me it was right now I consider it a once in a lifetime event. I mean, it's something that I've never experienced before or anything like it. I mean, I've been all over the world and seen a lot of things. So to meet all of the people that I know on the internet in the flesh was, I mean, you guys have said it. It's surreal, but for me, it was like a whole nother level because it was first con, first everything. So it was just all compounded even that much more. The X Factor. So thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody in chat for hanging out with us tonight. Seriously. Love everybody.
Yeah, well, big thanks for not only joining us here, but making it to the insanity that was at that C2E2 house. I know we had a lot of fun, and you were basically my wingman on a Friday, so that was awesome, man. I was happy I got to experience your first con and my 10 millionth con at the same time. And we got to meet all the Scorpion Comics guys, like Lucio Perillo and Clayton Crane. Those guys were awesome. So big thanks for hanging out with me that Friday and hanging out with us tonight.
Anytime.
Next up, we got Drew Manchu. Drew, what you thinking? What you got going on this week?
Look, man, I got a 300 subscriber contest that I still don't have a full prize put together for yet. So stop by that video. All you gotta do is leave a comment, man. That's really it, and then you're in. So we'll run that for about a month or so, and maybe I'll do some more content. JB actually really inspired me. I told him about the Cat Run prank video I filmed, and he's like, "Put it up. I'll put it on the schedule." And he put it on the schedule, and I was like, "Shit!" Now I got to upload it. So I uploaded my first video in a while, and it was fun. Hopefully, this week has been crazy at work, but hopefully this coming Monday I'll have time to put some other content together and put it out for you guys this week. So stay tuned to my channel. Man, C2E2 is a freaking blast. Loved getting to meet people that I had not really had a whole lot of interaction with, but knew just from watching their content. Mostly Spectre. Dude, we'd never interacted much more than just being in the Comic Core chat, and we had a good ass time. I had a great time hanging out with Tony Sanders at karaoke.
Yeah, man.
That dude's great.
Get to know Spectre. 30 seconds after meeting him, the guy gave me his truck keys.
Yeah, that's how I roll, bro.
JD was great, if not a bit overwhelming. And then I got this, I finally got to meet Paulie after hanging out doing Blasted for almost damn 2 years now, or whatever the hell we've been doing over there. That was fantastic to finally meet him. And then like Kat and Mark, we had such a great time hanging out, dude. Like let's just fly in somewhere and start drinking again. That sounds like a good plan.
We need a haunted episode 2.
Hell yeah. And C Wood, man, like dude, you're a fantastic dude, and I knew you would be. We interact on all these different shows. Great to finally meet you guys in person. Watching Discovery Bay do his first con.
I need you guys to stretch these goodbyes a little bit longer. I need 2 minutes.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
I got a long way to go.
Well,
I'll just half an hour
about you for
I've been talking forever, so I'm just going to go ahead and say I had a freaking blast. Meeting everybody was absolutely great. Getting all a blast together in one spot was just like more than I can handle. And man, I got nothing but love for you guys. We're all in the Triad now, so you need somebody deaded, you let me know.
There's currently a book about our life. It's on sale. It is called The White Devil, the first Caucasian to run the Triad. So if you guys want to read it.
Hey man, you don't want to mess with Manchu, because why?
He'll kill you.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Drew. Like I said, if we need somebody to disappear. Anyway, Kat and Mark's next up in my lineup. What you guys got going on this week?
Hi.
It's like, oh, let me put the camera back on.
Sorry, my dog's freaking out for some
These
reason.
are the two best. This is the couple of the core, the couple of the comic book community. These two people, if anybody messes with them, I am not joking. I will murder you.
Whoa.
That's pretty intense, bro.
Triad backing.
We love you too, Chad.
I mean, I might beat somebody up for Mark. Maybe Cat Run, I don't know.
Maybe.
Don't set off the white dragon.
Anyway,
so
before we offend anybody else, what you guys got going on?
All right, so just before we get on into what we have coming up on the channel, we had a blast at C2E2, meeting everyone at the core and Blaster Stash. It just meant so much. I mean,
you got sick so horribly.
Yeah, I got sick Thursday night, unfortunately, but still, everyone's just such a sweetheart. Both Drew and Spectacular Spider Grandpa, they were just cracking me up. And just, it was so much fun. From the very second when we saw everyone in the airport, I just zoned right in on Chad, and I was like, that's Chad. I know that's Chad. And I'm sorry that I shot you in the face so many times. Carson.
Those little pistols were a lot more dangerous than you'd think.
It was fun. I'm sorry. I had fun. But so on the channel,
Well, I had fun talking to everybody and interacting.
Getting out of my cage and being able to talk to people.
He came out of his cage and he was doing just fine.
it's Friday.
He was.
It's Friday.
Oh, Katie's thinking about t-shirts saying it's Wednesday, bitch.
Oh, man.
I think that'd be funny.
We have 5 shirts now.
That's going to sell out instantly.
And then on
Put
the
that on the
sleeve-
back of the
on
Comic
sleeve,
Core Unlimited
put
shirts.
Mark's box.
Oh, damn, that would be tight.
We have 6 shirts now.
But on the channel, I've got a haul for C2E2 that still needs to be coming out because we've both been stuck at work all week. I've got a couple of reviews, and I do have a reading for something that I picked up at the con.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, I saw those. Those are awesome.
So this is adorable. All of the art is straight up Dr. Seuss inspired.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that is really
And-
good, actually.
It's amazing. I got this one and I got the other one that was also available. And I got a couple other books while I was there for my readings. But got a bunch of stuff coming out on the channel. We're kind of disputing as to whether or not we're going to drop our new segment or not soon.
Like, you mean drop it, like get rid of it, or drop
No,
it
no,
like
no,
drop
no,
it like
no.
it's hot?
like
Mark,
drop it, like actually release it.
Oh, okay,
Mark's
Mark.
saying we got to do all this other work. I just say, let's put it out there.
Yes, Chad.
nice.
I got to talk to you after this because I want to talk about our segment. I want to record with you.
Are you guys going to read movie quotes again?
101.
Just,
That was
just,
a good segment.
Just me and Mark. We're gonna record like 20 of them in one night. Us singing. It's gonna be weird.
Eating popcorn.
Yeah, it's just gonna get real serious.
Like it.
The Blue
Like
Brick
it.
Diaries.
Blue brick.
Trademark.
Ugh.
But anyway, big thanks. It was awesome hanging out with you guys. I wish we could do, and this is a definite joke about Cat's shirt. I wish we could do the time warp again and go back to C2E2 and do the whole thing. But there you go. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I realized that she was wearing.
I got this at a con too.
Nice.
I didn't
You
want to
got
come
this.
home.
Yeah, that was a rough trip back.
Yep.
But anyway, we got.
I got a
Yeah,
message.
go ahead, Chad.
No, I just got a message from JD. He says I'll be on in 2 minutes, and that was 2 minutes.
All right. Well, we got
We gotta
90
wrap
seconds
this
to wrap this up. Paul, what you got?
As always, thank everybody in the chat, but most of all, I got to thank people on the panel here with me. I mean, like I've said a number of times, you guys are family. I mean, this is the thing. This is what I'm going to treasure from this fucking show. I mean, I got not one but 2 remarks. I mean, everybody signed this thing, and it was so great meeting everybody. I missed Saturday night because I took 2 painkillers and a muscle relaxer, and I was out. But yeah, I am old, and I actually work for a living, so I get up in the morning. Chad always calls me up. He's like, I was supposed to be working an hour ago, but I overslept. I'm a responsible adult. But yeah, I just can't wait to do this all again. I mean, you guys, I legit love you all.
You're all right.
For me, like
Except for Chad.
I said you're all right.
Chad, you gotta admit he's far
You're-
more in person.
He's a tall motherfucker, isn't he?
hey, let me speak, Chad. We got to get the
Well,
fuck out of
Chad,
here before
you're-
Peter Petrusky gets up in here and goes paste pot glue and all everybody. Let me just say this. I agree with everything Paul said. I mean, you have your comic books, but you have real life people that you cherish and love, and you have friendships, and you have these memories that we make. And like I said, and Paul said, and we all said, this is one of the greatest weekends of my life. And it was just such a special moment to be in that house and just hanging and just meeting everyone, and JP coming over, Poor Man Comics, meeting Count Von Strange, Jennifer Courtney, freaking
Splash page.
Splash was there. We had our Bear Island concert. I mean, so many good people to meet. And man, it was just an awesome time. And I hope to do it again real soon. And like Chad says, you know, the Comic Core just keeps on growing and growing. Man, Seawood, I think there's a guy up with some crow face paint up there. What do you got? What do you got going on though, Seawood?
Oh man, well, if you guys couldn't tell for the last 2 hours and 8 minutes, it was absolute awesome hanging out with all these people. We've named the people many times, so big thanks to everybody who made it out last weekend. It was awesome. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. But I guess what's going on my channel, Sunday night signature, whatever I call it, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to record it tomorrow night after work. I can't wait. If you guys like signatures, check it out. Tuesday night live stream. We'll be back this Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That'll be a blast. I don't even know what I'm going to show yet because it's only Friday. But yeah, like I said, Sting's in the rafters. This guy follows me around. Go ahead, Chad. Legend says go home.
Did Legend leave?
Yeah.
He left.
Yeah, he's already gone.
Legend Damn it. All right, you guys are all stuck with me now. What's Rorschach say? I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
You're stuck in here with me.
So
you don't have to. You get to.
These people, like I said earlier, they've become my family. They've taught me everything I needed, and I'm sticking around. I was gonna say
Rocky Road.
Rocky Horror Pictures.
Our buddy Robert Galvin reached out to me, and he sent me a message, and I hope he doesn't mind, but I really want to share this with you guys because he said, please just do me a favor. Go to C2E2 with your family. And when I say family, it's the Comic Core. From Cat to Carson to Legend. Those are your friends. Those are your family. Don't quit. And we're just going to make this better. So peace out. God bless. And sub us up. Love you guys.
True Manchu, baby.
Bye.